clearer, picture is sharper. I'm looking straight at the camera in a clear way.
You're live.
So certainly much better. So you need to make sure that when you upload a good picture onto your profile, that it's a recent picture. Okay, so no, don't do what they do on dating profiles. Apparently put a picture up that's 10 years old and then that person turns up and they don't look anything like it. Make sure it's a recent picture. Make sure it's a clear picture with you looking straight at the camera. Use the available space that LinkedIn gives you to get about 60% of your face into that picture, so that when people are looking for you on LinkedIn or looking at you on the LinkedIn profiles, that they see your face. They don't see what's around you. And make sure that you smile and that you smile with your eyes, and practice doing that. If it's not something that you're used to doing or it doesn't look right for you, practice doing it in the mirror, and you'll get used to having that LinkedIn look or that social media profile picture look. Okay. Now behind your picture sits a banner, okay? And LinkedIn have recently changed from LinkedIn Blue to LinkedIn Grey. I think it's a grey-green at the moment. Now you need to make sure that that banner is filled. Okay, that's your advertising board. It's the second most important visual on your profile page. This is mine. It's still a work in progress because my website is down at the moment, but it's big, it's clear, it's bright, okay, and it catches your eyes. It's got color in it that will catch your eyes. That's what you need to make sure yours has. So it should be grabbing your connections' attention. Now this is Teresa's, and I love Teresa's banner behind her, on her LinkedIn profile, behind her picture, because it says welcome, so it automatically makes you feel at ease, and I want to know more about this profile. I want to understand more about this person. She's got a fantastic tagline on there that encourages you to come into the profile and have a look at it. And the most important bit, which I haven't got on mine, which I'm going to even just put my mobile marketing card website up there, she's got a website address there. And the reason the website address is important is it's a call to action. It produces less friction when somebody's trying to find out how they can get in contact with you. So if you put it up on your banner, it means that somebody can just click, go straight to, write it down, go straight to your website and then engage and hopefully buy the products that you have on there, at least find out more about you. So you need to make sure that that's an important element on there, to have a call to action on your banner. And you can get banners done relatively inexpensively, even if you go to somewhere like Fiverr, Fiverr, even if you go to somewhere like Fiverr, you can get a perfectly fantastic banner done for $10, $20, something like that. Make sure that you ask for the vector file though, otherwise it doesn't work on all social media. It helps your page stand out, it engages attention, and it has to be memorable, okay? But you must make sure that you have a call to action on it. Now, your headline is the next important bit, and it's not your job title. That's what you need to remember. Your headline is not your job title. Now, these are examples of two LinkedIn influencers who have very different headlines. Janice Porter's headline says what she does, okay? Specifically, she's a LinkedIn trainer, she's a relationship marketing specialist. She's put it down, chunked it down, exactly what it is that she does. Alternatively, there's another headline out there from somebody like Helen Pritchard. If you see a lot of headlines where they start with helping, those are usually Helen Pritchard clients. And what she does is she encourages you to talk about the problems that you solve when you are engaging with your connections. Excuse me. So you basically choose the one that you like. And you can use either, okay? It's not set in stone. If you choose to have one like Janice Porter has, it doesn't mean that you can't flip it and change to a Helen Pritchard type headline. What's important is that your headline says what you do and how you help solve people's problems. It has to say a little bit more. It has to talk about you. It has to talk about what you do. the problems that you solve. Now you've got 120 characters there, so make sure you use every single one. And if you write your profile, if you write your headline on your mobile phone, you get a couple of more characters, and if you have an iPhone, you get a couple of more characters even then. Make sure you use every single one. Now, somebody like Janice Porter has put little pins as part of her headline there, and what that does, it stops people hacking you. It stops people hacking that headline and basically copying it onto their LinkedIn profile as well. So you can do that. I don't do it on mine, but it's becoming quite popular to do that. Needs to be impactful, and you need to make sure you keep it fresh. So that's what I mean. It's just for now. It's not forever. You need to make sure that you update it. And if you do something else, like you decide you're going to start a podcast, then put that on there that you're a podcast host and that you're a guest as well. Okay, you need to make the most of your about section. Okay, so make sure that you use this section. You have about 2,000 characters available. Use them up as much as you can. Use as many of those characters as you can, if not all of them. And make sure that you tell your story. Okay, so this is somebody who runs multiple businesses here in the UK as a property investor and entrepreneur. And he basically has told his story in his about section. And what that does is it encourages people to come into your profile and find out more about you, because people like stories. You know, it's an age-old thing. People love to understand a little bit more about you. And if you can wrap that around a story, why is it that you do what you do? What got you into doing what it is that you do? Where did you start? Why are you where you are now? What are you looking for the future? If you tell it as a story, it encourages people to come in and find more about you. So you really need to make sure that your about section isn't just you do this or you do that, or it's 3 lines long. You see that an awful lot on LinkedIn. Engage with your connections, encourage them to want to know more about you. Really, really important. Don't just use it as a section to list what it is that you do and what you've done. Make sure you invest time in this section, because you're basically talking about you and why you want people to come and connect with you. This is your very own piece of content marketing. So if you can't do content marketing, if you can't write for yourself, then invest in somebody that can. Have conversations with them and ask them to write this piece for you, okay? Because it is really vitally important that you take the time to do this properly. Okay, the last thing out of the 5 easy steps that you can make sure that you change your LinkedIn profile for the better for the coming year is to ask for recommendations. Now, this is right down the bottom of your LinkedIn profile, but it's really important, okay? If you're somebody who likes to understand how other people have worked with you and how you've engaged with people, they will go straight to the recommendation section to see whether they can pick up how you've worked with people, understand how it is that you've engaged with people, what problems you've solved and how you've helped them. Really, really important to, when you finished a piece of work with somebody, you finished a project, that you then ask for somebody, you ask for that person to give you a recommendation and then post it up onto your LinkedIn profile. This stays there, this doesn't go anywhere, okay? So you can only ask for 1 recommendation once. So if you've done, use it wisely, use your time wise, use your recommendation wisely, because if you've just done 1 piece of work with them and then you go on to do some other work with them, they can only write 1 recommendation once. Okay, so make sure you use it wisely, but don't forget to ask for a recommendation. It's really, really important, because this you can use as social proof. Don't forget, you can post this across all your social media platforms. And this is great proof that people go to all the time to make sure that it validates what you've put in the above section, in your about section. It's also a good idea that you start to give recommendations as well. It's a really nice thing to do. It's a really nice thing to do at the end of the week. I tend to do it on a Friday, is that I will send out a couple of recommendations to people that I've worked with either recently or previously. And, you know, I'm cheeky and I will ask for recommendations as well, but people are really rubbish at giving recommendations. But that doesn't mean that you have to be rubbish in giving them. Okay, so if somebody asks you for a recommendation, then make sure that you do that, and then that you give out a recommendation as well. It's a really nice, really nice thing to do. Really good way to finish off your week. Main thing in all of this is to be consistent. Be consistent in how your LinkedIn profile looks. Be consistent in posting. Make sure that you're posting on a regular basis. I would say at least a couple of times a day, but if you can't manage that, at least once a day, you need to be showing up and being there, because not everybody looks on their not everybody looks on LinkedIn every day. But if they see every time they turn up and they see you there, then they'll assume that you are being consistent and that you are giving value. So that's why you need to be, if you are really interested in your business going places, that you need to be there, being seen on a regular basis. Okay, so that's me. That's 5 easy steps that you can improve your LinkedIn profile as we move into